Welcome to the new edition of Pixel Planet News, where we'll watch Europe descend into more war, nations declaring independence, and people questioning the Pixel Planet's freedom of expression. Let's start with some suggestions this week. Manchukuo 1940 recommended that journey wages should be cut further, and that they now should pay for the service that they provide themselves. Hector said that they should make Manchukuo a journey. Clearly, he was impressed by his suggestion. Horus recommended expanding the moon canvas, as it's slowly becoming too crowded on there. Again, Manchukuo this time recommending creating an overlay for the mobile version of the game, which wasn't met with much enthusiasm. Mick82 recommended creating a new canvas where art gets automatically griefed over time. So maintaining your art on there would be a constant necessity if you want to keep it. The canvas idea was well received by Infinite Cog Beta, who almost liked the idea a bit too much. If you want to read about the new canvas idea yourself, Mick82 goes into more detail in his suggestion. Weiss now recommended going back to Discord, as Discord is more popular and practical for users that are already used to using it, and Gilded is not so, saying that not getting banned would be as simple as not posting Holocaust videos, which didn't follow up with much support, as users got a liking to Gilded, where the exchange of information can be a lot more free, and users don't have to worry about their accounts getting deleted every day simply for being in the same channel as the users who post things that are frowned upon by society. It's hard to believe the Pixel Planet community can ever return to Discord, as long as their policy bans simple pixel-pasting communities. Although Pixel Planet does have some moderation, the people doing the moderating are normally considered less than human, and their actions on the freedom of its user base is remembered by everyone. These events have transpired before on Pixel Planet Fun, and they will most likely never stop. But the overreach of moderators is not a story for today. Yet should you be curious about it, you can always ask what happened to Asdaf and the entire country of Poland when some of the Poles didn't speak English in English chat. Janitor Takian begged to fix the Austrian flag glitch, as he says it's flipped by 90 degrees. Some players say that it's just Canada flag without a leaf, while some say that it's clearly a flag of an imaginary country called Peru. I Love Big Pharma said that there should be a movie made about Pixel Planet, which sounds like a fantastic idea, at least from our side of view indeed. Who knows what the future may bring. Player Asama recommended a not safe for work mode for Pixel Planet, where the things that are the most family friendly will get removed, which received mixed results that were oddly enough mostly positive, although it might not be a bad idea. Until that day they should try and destroy things that they dislike themselves. If people dislike something, they can always join those in the community that dislike the same art. Soon after, the anti-anti not safe for work mode was recommended by Ian Man. Tachyon recommended another new canvas called Growth, where you would only be able to place pixels next to an already existing pixel. A Martinez Hate Discord group was created, where anyone that hates Martinez can join. ICM recommended that the leaderboards in the game menu should show what country the players are from, for whatever reason. Ian Man asked the users to stop cussing in chat because his mother checks his computer for bad words every day. Asuna recommended adding levels to Clown Void, but the users were not impressed this time, as the players hate Void as it is. Although changing Void to be more fun sounds like a good idea, it seems that the player base wants the developers spending more time on other things, although the biggest problem, being the capture glitch, seems to be fixed now. Ian Man reports the creation of a great lizard army at the west coast of Australia. He also reports that the eternal Bread Spider Martinez Hate Posse got an alliance with Finland. In the beginning of this month, there happened an invasion. One that ended up replacing every Italian flag, not only in Italy but also around the world, with the green and black and prim flag. At the start, the conflict started on the island of Sardinia, where some art resided, which didn't seem to be in the way of anyone, until the faction, that was at that point not known to many, started making their own background in purple on that island. The leader of Italy, that goes by the name of PowerGap76, noticed that, and although Italy has many border conflicts, decided to organize his faction to replace the purple pattern on Sardinia with a red background. And although he was successfully taking over the island, the Emprim showed their power and they raided every Italian flag they could spot. This conflict persisted for a few days, yet Italy did not give up. They organized every nation that couldn't see Italy occupied by another group. Reportedly, there were multiple attacks. The first one seemed to fail for Italy, yet the second known attack was organized into multiple groups, numbering up to 9 of them, where different teams of people were sent to fight in different fronts. The battle for the main flag took about 3 hours. but the battle for Italy persisted for another week. And although during the second invasion Empire surrendered, there were many more invasions over time. But this was situated mostly around the Power Gap 76 logo in Italy. Interestingly, Power Gap is also known to be in bad relations with the developer, HF himself. Empire claimed that their war wasn't against Italy itself, but Power Gap for doing no less than destroying their art on Sardinia, which does sound viable, yet they attacked Italian flags, some of which were made by other factions to cement their alliance with Italy. In the end, their plan to replace Power Gap 76 as an Italian leader failed, most likely due to their show of power over Europe when they replaced every Italian flag. Maybe should they focus on Power Gap and not the entirety of Italy, we wouldn't have a net loss of art on Pixel Planet today. Yet this is what happens when you try to control a group that's larger than what you can actually control. Another war happened just after the Italian Empire War was coming to an end. It seems that the Catalans have returned under the leadership of Aberg, their diplomat. Catalans are a people from a state within Spain that seem to want to leave the nation. They attempted many assaults, but the French and the Spanish defended Spain something fierce. The French players say that they fought due to their alliance to Spain, and because they were afraid that the Catalan nationalists would seek to take over the lands over the border. After many attempts, the number of Catalans have increased to an outstanding amount, creating an army that was in the end able to build Catalonia in less than 24 hours. Let's now just hope that they will be able to hold their promise and stay within the borders of Catalonia as it exists today. Although, as it stands today, we're getting informed that there are attacks on the Spanish and French flag. Thank you for staying with us for this Pixel Planet News Report podcast. We hope you're doing well, as we remind you to keep on pixeling.